Hey guys, Julie here. We are back at it, painting some more today. So this is what I painted yesterday. I added some cute little white highlights to the flowers. I added some polka dots around the edge. I haven't added any metallics to this. Actually, maybe I'll do that right now. I'm going to add a little bit of rose gold. I just happen to have some because it's my favorite. But just going to come in here with a little bit of rose gold, but you could use any metallic or you don't even have to use metallic. I'm going to come in here and add some metallic highlights. I just want to show you how easy this is. And I mean, there's really not too much rhyme or reason where I'm adding the highlights. Just kind of picking a few spots here and there. But I love these 3D door hangers. They're so stinking cute and they're so easy to do. Super easy. And then I'll add a little rose gold to the flower. And the nice thing about the metallics is, I mean, they're pretty, but when the sun or the light hits them just a certain way, man, they look awesome. I'm not a huge girly girl when it comes to things, but I do love metallic paint. I have like 3 or 4 different even types of gold, like rose gold, antique gold. I don't know. But I do love my metallic paint. But see how that just, I mean, like I said, I know the light's not really picking it up, but just really cute. And if you want, you can even add like a little highlight to the letters. And the nice thing is that because it's acrylic, like let's say if I painted something that I didn't like, let it dry, paint on top. No big deal. A lot of people get really nervous about painting, and especially with acrylic. It's very forgiving because, like I said, you can just let it dry, paint right on top, and nobody will know. But see how just that little bit of metallic really adds. And then, like I said, I can go around and add a little bit around the outside if I wanted to. Let you guys see that. I don't know if it'll kind of look at the flowers. See how like that shimmers. So pretty. But anyways, I just wanted to show you. Yesterday I hadn't added the white highlights, so I wanted to show you a little more of what it would look like finished. So that's the welcome sign. And then, ooh, sorry guys, bumping everything. And then this is the one that I painted the first day. Once again, when I say 3D, if you haven't seen me paint these, see how there's the wood pieces are actually separate, and then you glue them on. So you'll see when I paint the Easter bunny. But this is the same way. It's the flower and then the wording you glue on later. So super cute. And then the one I'm going to paint today is this little guy. Ooh, try not to spill him. How stinking cute is he? So once again, this has the 3D pieces. So all of these pieces you paint separately, and then you glue them on. So there's that little bit of dimension. So cute. I'm going to go ahead and start painting him with a layer of white. And once again, because the lines are etched in, you can paint right up with it, and you'll still be able to see those lines. Give me one quick second. Okay, sometimes my little lights overheat if I have them plugged in too long. So I have to unplug them to let them cool off. Like, remember the blow dryers back in the 90s and 2000s? Like, they overheat, you have to let them cool off, and you're like blowing in the fan ends. So my little port ring lights, they get used so much. They do their job, but sometimes even they need a little break. I'm just going to paint this Easter bunny. I haven't totally made up my mind on all the colors I want to use. I'm going to paint him white. I'm definitely doing his ears like a pink color, but I'm not sure what color I want to use for his flower. He's kind of got this like, kind of like a scarf maybe. And then there's this little pretty area down here, and then the word bless. So if you guys have any input for me on what colors to use, by all means, shoot them at me. And I'm just using acrylic paint. This isn't anything fancy. And the nice thing with these wood cutouts is that the paint goes on really, really smooth. So you really only need one layer usually. And I come in here. I'm not really worried about staining the lines at this point because I'll do the inside of his ear like a pink color. Do where the glasses go to. But these are super, super cute. I think that I'm going to do, I'm not really good at making bows, but I can learn on, watch a tutorial and I can teach myself. That's kind of the running joke in our family is, Jeremy, my husband, nothing scares him until I've said, hey, honey, I saw this cool thing on YouTube that I want to make. So that's really the only thing that scares him. But I thought maybe like a cute burlap bow, or even because since it's Easter, even like a really cute like polka dot bow or something would be really nice on this. Like I said, if you guys have color ideas, let me know. But I'm just doing a solid layer of white. Now I'm working on my website, guys, so if you want to order one of these and you don't live in Montana, which I know most of you don't. Most of my friends are from California or from Missouri, or I have a lot of friends in Texas. But I can have these shipped directly to your house. So for $29.99, and that includes shipping, you'll get this with all the cute little cutouts. And then if you want the brushes and paints too, then it's $37.99. Move that little guy. But I mean, you couldn't buy this from Pier 1 or, a cute little decor store for that price. And you get to paint it all yourself, whatever colors you want. So I'm going to paint his cute little face. And like I said, the nice thing with the etching is even though you paint on top of it, it doesn't, you can still see the lines. I don't know if you guys can see. It's still kind of wet, but there you go. See how you can still see the lines through the paint? So you can go back and paint in layers. I'm going to get some black paint. I'm going to do his glasses. I was going to get kind of funky and do like, how Al Roker has like the bright blue or, something like that. But I think I'm going to make him a little nerd and do these black, like, what do they call them? Rim torn glasses, I think. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Girl, did you see how the other door hanger turned out? I think you commented. It turned out, ooh, super cute. I forgot that there's wet paint on this. Probably shouldn't have stacked them on top of each other, but look how cute that turned out. So cute. Let it dry. Sometimes I forget, hey, paint is still wet. Think. Anyways, so I'm going to paint my little nerd bunny and give him some black glasses. But I've seen this bunny painted a few different ways, and some people do like leopard print on the glasses, which is super cute. Like I said, I was thinking about doing Al Roker, solid framed in like a bright color, but I think that this would be really cute just with black glasses. But you could do polka dots, you could do, any, like a fun tie-dye would actually be really cute too. But I'm just going to paint them solid black. Just like that. See? Put those up there to dry. Paint his little eyeballs. And then when you go to glue these, I've just been using wood glue, but you can use hot glue, you could use super glue. If you're a crafter and you have E6000, that's a really heavy duty glue that you could use. But that extra little layer really does give it a nice little pop. It's super cute. Lisa, help me decide. What color do you think I should paint his little scarf and then his little... Actually, it could be... I don't know if these are supposed to be leaves. They could be like leaves from the flower or part of his like little bandana. Maybe I'll do his little bandana teal. That's been... I've been using that color a lot. It's one of my favorites. And then I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do this like an orange or a yellow. That might be kind of pretty. Come in here. Add a little bit of color. I love bright, fun colors. So when it kind of changes from, winter and Christmas and plaid and all the, I love those colors too. But there's something about bright teal, bright pink. I love happy colors. As Bob Ross would say, happy trees, happy colors. Definitely like something that's a little vibrant, a little happy. And once again, because the lines are already etched in, it's just like a coloring book. And you can you don't have to stay in the lines if you don't want to. I just kind of joke, you're an artist, you don't have to stay in the lines if you don't want to. But if you're ever worried about where to paint, it's already on there for you, so you don't have to freak out about it. When I first saw door hangers, I'm like, those are so cute, but I'm not good at like cutesy stuff, like little cute characters or whatever. I can paint a sunset or, a mountain range or anything like that, but kind of like caricatures. Bob Ross, a happy little scarf. Lisa says, make them all match. I always love teal turtles. Oh, that's it, because all of the ones I'm kind of using the same colors. Good idea. They will be matchy matchy. Do you think maybe if I did this like pink and do the wording pink? Ooh, I could do this black and that would kind of match his glasses. Good idea, girl. You just inspired me. I'm going to have a match. That'll be cute. I'm telling you guys, you have the best ideas. I have the smartest friends. And even though I am artistic, I'm not necessarily like, some people are like, oh, well, you're artistic, you can, do this. And it's like, no, I definitely think there's, people that are, can, the process to create art is different. And I joke that I'm kind of a good copier. But sometimes it's hard for me to be inspired. I mean, I think that that's just being an artist. You know how like they always say there's writer's block for authors. I truly feel like there's that for artists too. Sometimes like we just go through a time of lack of inspiration. So truly, I get a ton of ideas from you guys. So thank you for always inspiring me. I remember when I was in college, I was an art major, and people would go, "Oh, that must be fun." I'm like, "No, it's not fun when you have a homework assignment and you have to, you have a deadline and, everything you're trying, you can't find inspiration, nothing's coming together, you can't get anything to work. It's like trying to, make Thanksgiving dinner and you're burning everything. It's kind of that same feeling, but, yes, I love being an artist. I love expressing myself through my art, but being an art major in college or having like a homework assignment. No, it's not always fun because it can be very, very, very stressful. Sometimes the inspiration comes, sometimes it doesn't. So thank you for that inspiration, Lisa. So I'm just going to paint this black, and then like I said, I can come in like I have been and add little polka dots or little white highlights, but I love that idea of having them kind of all match because these are my favorite colors. I love teal. I do love black. Just come in here. My lines don't have to be perfect because I can always come back and outline them. Like I'm going to come in and add the outlines to his little bandana, his little scarf bandana, but just take my time and make sure my paint's in a nice thin layer, an even layer. That helps with drying. I think that's one of the things I see a lot when I teach paint parties is people like either use way, way too little paint, like almost hardly any, or they use like like how kindergartners do, and like, just smear it around. Oh, thank you, Beth. I actually, okay, so this is kind of fun. The same company that I order the wood cutouts from, I order the earrings from too. Around Christmas time, I was selling some earring kits, so they're really, really lightweight, and you can paint them how, I mean, like I said, it's a real lightweight wood, so I use some sponges and like added a lot of texture. So I love these earrings. So thank you for that compliment. They are some of my favorite. This is kind of dumb and I sound old when I say this. I love big earrings, but I hate heavy earrings because as I'm getting older, I'm getting like that little line from the weight of the earrings pulling down. So I love big earrings, but for them to be lightweight, that's very, very important for me. So like sometimes I'll even forget I'm wearing them and I like start to move my head. I'm like, what's hitting the side of my head? And then I'm like, oh, it's my earrings. But anyways, all that to say, thank you for the compliment. I like them too. But these ones are just the natural wood. I haven't painted these. But like you could even paint one side one color or one color scheme and then do the other side a different and then have, two different designs. And then these ones I put on a little hook, but if you put them on a hoop, then you just turn them back and forth so they're like two-sided. There you go. So I'm going to let this guy dry for a second. I'm going to turn back on my light so the lighting's, there's not that deep, weird shadow kind of going across. There we go. There we go. A little better lighting. So now I'm going to paint his little cute ears pink. And guys, never be afraid to mix colors. Like pink, all it is, if you have red and white, mix your own pink. You don't have to get like the exact same, bubble gum, pink or Pepto-Bismol pink. Use what you got. You got kids at home, I'm sure you have a ton of art supplies. And like I said, this is just acrylic paint. Give him a cute pink nose. Paint the inside of his ears. And once again, this does not have to be perfect because I'm going to go back in and do a little black outline. I'm going to add some highlights. So as you're painting, sometimes, if I've had too much coffee or whatever, my hand will be a little shaky. And it does it. Your lines don't have to be perfect. My favorite is when I'm teaching, paint party, and let's say there's some wiggly lines. I joke, I'm like, if you've had a little too much to drink and you can't paint a straight line, this is a great step for you. All right. Lisa says, plus your ears hurt by the end of the day. I know, with the heavy earrings. And the funny thing for me is when I was little, my dad used to French braid my hair, and he would do it really, really tight. So I'm like, Dad, it's too tight. I have a headache. Lisa, I hope you have a good dinner with your family. Come check back. I'll post some picture of this. I find that usually if I do like the base color and then I let it dry and I go back in and I do the highlights, the little extras, that is best. But I can do it here. I hate, usually if I have to let it dry in between, then I have to turn on the blow dryer, and I hate doing that because I blow out your eardrums. Let's get this guy over so you can see what I'm painting. It's kind of funny because I was really bad about it. I painted a lot with you guys around the holidays, and then I just kind of got lazy. And then I got this cute sample pack, and I'm like, oh, it'll be good for me to go on and kind of connect with you guys and check in, see what's going on, what's new. And so today's day 3. First day I did that. He Lives Cross. Yesterday I did the welcome with the cute flowers. And then today I have this one, and it's kind of fun because now I'm like, it's kind of like when you start exercising, like you kind of get in the rhythm of it again. And so this has been really fun. I, told my husband, I'm like, nope, got to go back and do my life. Got to go in the back and paint. So it's been good for me to get on here and kind of get back in the discipline of it again. So I'm going to also show you a fun little trick. Oopsie. Well, at least that paint had its lid on. I told you the other day I splattered paint everywhere. So this is still wet. It's pink, and I'm going to come in here and dip my brush in just some white paint. So that same brush, and I'm going to kind of come in here and add some little swishy lines. And what that's going to do is it's going to blend with the pink a little bit. So I'm still going to do the outline, but this will make it look like there's highlights on the petals. So I want it to blend a little bit, but not a lot. And then you can also go back with, so see how you can see the lines in there still, and then I can come back in here with some pink and go back in. So I'm still going to outline the petals, but it just kind of gives it a little bit of like a marbled look. I don't know if that's focusing or not. Yeah, you guys can see that. Let that dry. I'm going to come back into this. Oh, this is looking so cute. So I'm going to do that. Here. Move this up so you can see it a little bit better. So these little nerdy glasses look like that. Little eyeballs. I'm going to add little white dots so he doesn't have dead eyes. The little flower will be here. And then, like I said, I'm going to paint this, that same teal. Good ideas, guys. You're the bestest. And I love, 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 love that the words are cut out. So that way you're not stressed about having your lettering look good, or, you know, having the letters be weird, or having it be, you know, crooked or whatever. Because sometimes, like, I'll go to do writing and I start off big and I go small, or opposite, or I slowly slant one direction. So these are great because you just literally paint them and then glue them on, and it looks amazing. These are so fun. This would be cute, you know, if you put it on your mantle, or if you even had like a little easel, you could put this like on your, as part of your centerpiece. It'd be cute with some little Easter eggs. And like I said, I think he would be really cute with either, I think burlap might be cute, but because it's Easter and there's so many bright colors, it might be cute with some bright spring color, like maybe, you know, this color teal with white polka dots or something, like something that's real bright and, I keep saying springy, it sounds stupid, but you know what I mean. Full of spring. Like this. Flip it around. Try not to get paint on my hands. So since I have been going live on here, I've been wearing actual makeup, which I don't do unless I come on here, so you're welcome. But it's been funny because, like, I've been curling my hair and putting makeup on and putting earrings on, so thank you for making me make myself presentable. You're holding me accountable. Jeremy, my husband, he's been working from home since almost a year, and he still, you know, on his work days, he still gets up, he still takes a shower. He's got this big beard, and so he, you know, grooms it, you know, shapes his beard or puts whatever crap he puts in there to make it look like it does. But he's so cute because he still has a routine. And my joke is, I'm like, I don't think I've taken a shower since August, but I'm kidding. I have, like once or twice. Just making sure my paint is nice and even, so it dries evenly. But see, just with that, how cute is that? Let me start adding some details to his little cute face. Like I said, even just doing some dots. See how that kind of gives him some life. I know that sounds stupid, but whatever it is about adding that little reflection, that makes such a huge difference. And we'll come in here. Maybe start, actually I'm going to give his ears another layer of paint. I just think he is adorable. So do you guys want to hear a sad story? This is my Easter depressing story. So growing up, we still live in the country, but I've always been a little bit of a country bumpkin. And growing up, we lived, I had to ride the bus a good probably, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes from school. And when I was in kindergarten, because I was younger, I would ride the bus to my friend's house, who her mom was home in the afternoon, and she would watch us until my parents could come and get me. And so it was whatever the closest school day to Easter was that Friday. And when we got off the bus, my friend's mom goes, "Why didn't you guys go out and look in the hutch or whatever it was, and or in the barn or whatever it was?" And there, I think the Easter bunny was out there. Well, her parents had bought her and her sister some cute little bunnies. And so I thought for sure if the Easter bunny had brought them bunnies, the Easter bunny would have brought me a bunny too. And so I was so excited when I don't know if it was my mom or my dad, but somebody came in picking me up, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, the Easter bunny came to my friend's house, and I bet, blah blah blah." And of course, fill in the blank, there was nothing waiting for me when I got home, unfortunately. So that was my sad Easter story. I'm like, "Oh, the Easter bunny didn't leave me a bunny. Wah wah." So don't feel bad for me. So I'm going to come in here, and once again, when it comes to doing these lines, I'm just using a little tiny brush with some black paint, but you can very, very easily also use just a permanent black marker like a Sharpie. That works perfectly fine too. When I do paint parties, I have a whole stash of Sharpies and tell people, like, don't stress out about doing it. Like, most people are much more comfortable holding a marker than they are a paintbrush, just because, in your daily life, you use a pen way more than you do a paintbrush. So it's more familiar to handle. And so if that is you, just use that. You don't have to use, a paintbrush. Nobody will know. Give him some cute whiskers. And once again, all these lines, I don't know if you guys can see, but they're all etched in. So I'm literally just painting on top of the lines. Super, super easy. I just wanted to move his little glasses so that way they weren't in the way. How stinky cute is that? I love him. And like I said, I'm going to come and add some extra oops, dang it. Saved it good. I thought maybe I smeared that paint. I'm going to come back in. I can actually probably do a little bit before I'm done here. But just going to add some extra little fun details around this area down here. I mean, you could do stripes, you could do, I think I'm going to do polka dots because I've been doing a lot of polka dots on the other ones. Just kind of a little trick whenever you're doing a line like this, like, I'll do this up close so you guys can see. So when I am right here, when I'm finished with a line and I'm going to start again, I always go back. So I'm not starting right where I left off. I kind of go back and backtrack a little bit and then pick up the line. And by doing that, it just makes that line a little more fluid and it's not choppy. So if you're ever painting something like this and you have to keep dipping your brush in the paint, always start, like, backtrack a little bit and go over that line. Once again, another reason why sometimes a Sharpie is easier is because you don't have to constantly go and re-dip your brush. It's funny because whenever people do that at paint parties, "Oh, he's cheating." I'm like, they're not, there's no cheating. It's just making it simpler. I'm going to do around his ears too. It's like using a calculator. You don't have to use a calculator, but gosh, it sure does make life a lot easier. So does a permanent marker. And what's really cool is a lot of them, I mean, I know Sharpie, they have like tons and tons of different types of pens. That they have the little real detailed tipped ones. They actually have one that's called a brush tipped pen, and it actually, the tip of it flexes and moves like a paintbrush. So that one's even pretty cool. But you could get a real tiny, tiny fine tipped one and do really, really small details. Or if you want it to look more like a paintbrush stroke, you can get the one, like I was saying, it's that the end is just, I think, a little more smushy. But whatever makes it easier. So using a pen instead of a paintbrush is easier, by all means, do it. Ah, dang it. I just glopped right there. That's okay though, because the flower's going to go on top of that. Because you know glopped is a real word. Okay. So do like that. See how that little outline makes such a big difference. And like I said, I'm going to come in here and add some more accents, but let's speed this up a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing to the flower. My black paint's almost all gone. And once again, I was kind of sharing this yesterday. If you're using paint, especially acrylic paint, and your paint's just not flowing, like it's a little thick and lumpy, just add a tiny touch of water to it, and it helps it just flow a little bit better. So I'm using acrylic paint, which is called water soluble, and all that means is that you can mix water with it. And so by mixing just a tiny, tiny bit of water at a time until it is smooth again and kind of has that ink flow to it. And once again, all these lines that I'm painting are already etched in the flower. So it just looks like I can actually do cute, whimsical flowers. No, I can't. I just follow the lines. So there's that cute little flower right there. How stinking cute is that? Okay. Like I said, I'm going to come down here and start adding some more details. I'm definitely going to do some dots, but I think I might do like dot, 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 dash, dot, 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 dash, or something like that. I think I'm going to do some pink. Where's my pink paint? And like I said, my favorite trick, for lack of a better, if I'm going to do dots, I just use the wooden end of my paintbrush, which you can see I've done because there's already white paint on there. But I just kind of dip it in the paint. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. So like if I'm ever doing stars or if I'm ever doing any kind of polka dots, I always use my brush handle. It's just an easier way to do it. Not a have to. But about every 2 to 3 dots, you're going to have to redunk. Redunk the dipper. And then I'm going to come in here and add a little dash. I think I'm going to do the dash in teal though, in between the dots. So that's when I'm leaving like a little space between them. Just like that. And the fun thing with these is because, like I said, the art kits will be sent directly to your door. You can get one, and like, let's say you have an artistic person in your family that you want to get one of these as a Easter present for. You know, you can just have the shipping address sent directly to them. What a cute little Easter gift. This reminds me of a little cup of Pepto-Bismol. Like it's that exact color pink. Upset stomach, indigestion, whatever, whatever that song is. This is like exact Pepto-Bismol pink. And once again, this part totally can be done with markers too. Don't underestimate cute permanent markers. I mean, nowadays they have all different colors. Pearl, metallic, you know, probably even glow in the dark or something funky. But you can spend as much money as you would on paints just on some cute little permanent markers. I would say Sharpie, but you don't have to use Sharpie. I actually sometimes prefer different brands over the name brand. It could really go super cute with that. But see how much those little dots just add? start to wear. See the cute little pink dots. And then once again, I'm going to come in here with some teal. And so another little trick is if you go back and forth with your brush when you're running it through the paint, what it'll do is it'll keep all those bristles kind of stuck together like hair gel. And then you can just come in and use the skinny edge and just make those lines. That's one of my tricks that I use a lot. One of my favorite brushes is just a square brush, kind of like this one. This one's a little smaller. But when I come in and do lines, I'll use the square brush over like a little tiny detail brush any day and just use that kind of skinny edge to make those lines. So there you go. Gave you 2 tricks. Now you know all my tricks. But the key is just every once in a while go back and forth with that brush so that way all the bristles stay together. Because after a while the bristles will want to spread out and get fat. So just every once in a while go in. But these brushes will hold a heck of a whole lot more paint than like a little tiny brush like this. So that's the reason why I like doing this, is because I don't have to go back and dip my brush as often as I would if I was using just a little tiny detail brush. I love all the colors kind of coming together. I'm really excited that you guys gave me the idea to, use the colors that I've used in the other one. So I'm going to let this dry, like I said, but I'm going to come back in and probably add some highlights in the lettering. I might even add some more in the background. I'll show you what I mean. This is actually drying pretty quickly, so I can come in here. And the leaves. Or I keep saying leaves. I think it's actually supposed to be like a bandana around his neck. Just like that. Just every once in a while. I kind of say it's like a broken outline, like it's not a perfect outline. You can kind of do that around his glasses, like a highlight. Little bookworm nerd. Just like that. Maybe a little bit in his ears. And my favorite to do is in his little nose. Look how cute this is. Whenever you do a nose and you just do like a swipe across the top. Boom! How cute is that? Come in and add some little highlights to the flower maybe. It just gives it that extra little something. See how cute that is? I'm thinking I might even do like a line on the inside of this. And like I said, if I do this and I don't like it, guess what? I let it dry and I paint black right on top of it, and you'll never know what I did. So sometimes I won't know if I like it or not until I do it. So you paint it. If you don't like it, let it dry, cover it up. See how much that adds? I can come in here and even do a little bit on the word blessed. Just kind of following the shape of the letters. This is kind of a thick, chunky brush for this. I'd probably use a thinner brush next time, but that's okay. But see how much that little tiny bit adds? And then for any time you're doing white, so like you can't do a white highlight over white paint because then you can't see it. What you do for that is you just mix a very, very light gray. Get some more white. And you use the light gray just like you would white. So like I could come in here and add some cute little, but they wouldn't be highlights at this point, but just like accent lines in the gray. Because like I said, the white over white, you wouldn't be able to see that. It's kind of funky hair. How cute does that look? All right, there he is. What do you guys think? Oh, you know, be cute. I'm gonna, yeah. I was gonna add in some dots for like his whiskers, but you can kind of overkill. So I'm gonna call it dead. Once again, sometimes that's the hardest thing is knowing when to walk away. But I'm gonna let him dry, and then I'm gonna probably add some more rose gold. But once again, I'll do that probably tomorrow. So thank you for jumping on here and watching me paint. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'm gonna paint tomorrow. I'm gonna probably either do the stained glass with the dove. Where did I put my? Probably do the stained glass with the dove, or what else do I have? Oh, I have a really cute one. It says farm, sweet farm, instead of like home, sweet home. And it has a rooster, so that's really cute. So that's very much like farmhouse. And then I have that really pretty kind of quilt looking American flag. That'll be perfect for, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, 4th of July. And then what else do I have? I have a couple more. Oh, I have a Eiffel Tower, and that is exciting. I'm not going to give you guys all my, all my surprises for this spring, but I do have something. Look for it in about a month. But it's going to be, so if you love Paris, if you love the Eiffel Tower, if you love that Parisian, city romantic kind of vibe, I have something you are going to absolutely love. So like I said, I'm thinking probably around April is when I will release that. But the Eiffel Tower, I have an idea. And then I have that really cute kind of hippie flower peace sign. So that'll be a fun one to paint too. So anyways, keep an eye out. I will be back on here painting tomorrow because you guys are holding me accountable and I appreciate it. So I'll talk to you guys soon.